Do you suck at Brawl Stars? Fear no more, cause today I'll be sharing with you some of the best tips to improve at the game. I'll try to say some actual useful tips, not like if you see a brawler, shoot at them. So without further ado, I'm not gonna keep yapping and let's start with the first tip.
Okay, let's go.
This is a pretty popular thing in other mobile games like COD Mobile or PUBG, but it's also pretty useful in Brawl Stars because you don't have to use your aiming thumb, which can lead to better reaction time if mastered. This is what it kinda looks like. You can just copy mine if you want to, because it's working pretty well for me. It might be pretty uncomfortable at first, but you'll get used to it for sure. Also with brawlers like Angelo for example, you can be aiming and use a gadget without having to stop aiming, which can come in handy in some situations. But this will take time to learn, so be patient with it. The second tip is having a good general idea of your opponent's range. This is especially useful with and against snipers or if you're outranged, because you'll be able to get more hits and get hit less. There are a lot of graphs showing you each brawler's range. This is something that you definitely should at least try to learn because it is going to help you out for sure. There's not a lot more to this besides just trying to learn these, and you get your opponents in your range and stay out of theirs. Also try to kite them, which means they're in your range but you're just out of theirs. Third tip is also a aiming tip. This is not keeping your aim in one direction. Basically you want to twitch. You can see massive pro players using this like lloydtlm for example. I'm gonna put a video of him up real quick. This tip is pretty easy to use right away, where it's also really effective. But this might not work for you, so try it out and see if you like it. Surprise, surprise. The fourth tip is also an aiming tip because you guys can't aim for shit. This is called dancing. Dancing is basically mirroring your opponent's movements, so if they move left, you do as well. I don't know why this works, but it does, so it's something you need to try out for sure. In my opinion, it is also easier to do because if you can just read your opponents and move with them, you're already doing it, so give it a try. I can guarantee that it will work. But don't only focus on mirroring, because you might just get double teamed or something like that and then you're doing nothing. Just so I don't spend the whole video talking about aim, I'm gonna put these two at the same category. The first one is double shooting. Double shooting is what it sounds like, you shoot twice in the same area. You may be asking why. My answer to that is because opponents haven't watched this video and don't know how to dodge properly. And because they have better things to do with their lives. But we are Brawl Stars, so we don't have lives. You see, people tend to have pretty repetitive dodging patterns, and if they dodge your first shot, they might move back to their OG, and then because you shot twice, it will hit them. You can also do this with Bell for example, with a normal shot and then super. And the second is moving and aiming in the same direction. The thought behind this is that most people will think that you will shoot in the opposite way to be more tricky, but that's where you come in with the tactics and you shoot in the same direction. So this you can catch people off guard for sure. This is way more useful with brawlers like Colt for example that have multiple bullets or ammo in one ammo. I could have said that better, huh? But because you will hit more shots with them, so... Breaking news! Breaking news! I have an announcement. Did you hear that if you subscribe to Xavi, Melody will like you back? I'm not kidding. Try it out and see for yourself. This does not work, but just please help me. I want to reach more subscribers. Okay, the sixth tip is unpredictable dodging. To render useless these tips against your opponents, you want to dodge well. And one of the best ways to do that is by being unpredictable and not having repetitive movements. Because any decent player will learn your movement pattern. For example, go 3 tiles left, 2 tiles right, 1 tile down, then 4 tiles left, 3 tiles right. You get the idea. Just go all over the place basically. This will make the opponent's life way harder and you can just dodge way better and just get up to them. However, in my opinion, this is the hardest thing on the list yet. You will need to go with your friends in 1v1 or anything like that and just practice. I would tell you to first go something like BB or Max to have really fast movement speeds, and then slowly go slower and slower. Remember, practice makes better, not perfect. But strive to be perfect. However, this is not gonna be enough in most cases, especially in higher levels. This is why the 7th tip is here. And this is called active dodging. This is where you're actively dodging your opponent's projectiles. By learning active dodging, it's also very important, and depending on how good your reaction time is, this will be either easy or hard. But either way, learning this is really important to be good at the game, especially if you're outranged. Like the last tip, I would suggest you guys to play with your friends in friendly games, instead of dodging people like Brock, because the shots are slow and you can dodge them easier. The 8th tip is playing in lanes. I bet you've heard of this one. The Brawl Stars is played in lanes, but you probably didn't listen to it. But playing in lanes in 90% of the times is really good and needed. There's specific brawlers good in specific lanes, but there's factors to it, like mode, map, matchups, modifiers, and many other factors. So having a base knowledge about lanes will not hurt you. Also, if you don't know what lanes there are, there's left, right, and middle technically, but people don't really call the middle lane a lane, so it's just left and right. So also, if you need to switch a lane, then do it, like there's no real harm. If anything, you're doing better for the team. Let's take gem grab for example. The gem carrier or the person in the middle should have the either most health or have ways to escape with the gems, if it's needed, you know. Second to last is learning from your mistakes. This is one of, if not the most valuable tip in the video in general, because you can learn any new skill or watch any guide, but if you don't know why you lost, it's not gonna do much. So you watch your games. If you lose, win, why do you do that? How did you win? Why did you lose? What did you do? What you could do better? What you just need to avoid altogether? It's stuff that you can learn from, you know. And to be honest, it is pretty cool to see yourself play, you know. How many times did I say, you know... Wait, that was a rare Xavier laugh. Editor, write up how many times Xavier has laughed on the channel. Oh yeah, I'm the editor. This is my first time laughing, by the way. Because deep down I'm actually really Sigma and emo.
Oh my god, bro. Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man? Get your ass on, boy. You get your goddamn...
Let's just continue on with the last tip. The last tip is watching the pros play. Anything like World Finals, Monthly Finals, Pro Scrims, YouTubers. Because you get to see why and how they do stuff.
Doug, whenever you give someone your wiener, you'll get an extra 25% movement speed buff.
Also, watching people like Spen or Drage live streaming ranked is so good. Like, I think I've learned the most, to be honest, from them. However, do not skip the drafting and banning phase, because that's where you learn the most. Of course, watching the gameplay is good as well, but if you can't even pick the good brawlers, then what's the point in playing good? Of course, if you play good, you will like win and shit, but if you have like Hank and something like Shooting Star, it's not gonna do much. So yeah, these are my best tips. I'll have more if you guys want to see more videos like these. Just feel free to let me know in the comments down below. See you in the next one. Bye bye.